Hi everyone, Angie here, coming on to do a process video with you guys. I pulled out my latest 2022 journal and I wanted to do a page or two on that. But I couldn't really show you the process because this is the page I was doing right here and it just had some stitching and I didn't want to have to lug up my sewing machine and have any problems with that. So I went ahead and made it off camera, but I thought I would show you how I made the pocket and just not doing the sewing process, okay? Thought it's a really cute pocket and thought I'd take you along with that. So here it is, it's just a side angled pocket, but it's got a flip out like that, and then when you raise it up you've got a journaling spot. And I just thought the stitching there added something really nice. But if you don't have a sewing machine, you could always do faux stitching. You could just do inking. See, I did, as you could see, I didn't do any inking around there, only around the top layer. But there's a lot of different things that you can do. You can do, I was thinking you could do a decorative edge, different things like that, if you wanted a little different look. Okay, and then that just tucks right back in, just like that. And I just put a couple small little Tim Holtz little pieces there, just something small, because I really like the design on that paper, just really soft and pastel-y, so I really like that. And I used the same papers on both pockets, both same design. This one opens up and flips out as well. Well, there we go. It's kind of tight because I just made it, so once it loosens up a little bit, there you go. Put a couple good sized tags in there, and I just did a little collage. I used a little bit of the same papers from the pockets, and then I used just some book pages and just a couple other little elements, and then a couple little floral pieces just to kind of accent and bring out the colors in that paper there. So I thought that was really pretty, and I'll probably put a little something else on the top there just to add a little something. But my focus today is on the pockets, okay? So let me show you how I did that. Basically, you can make the size of the pocket any size you want, okay? But I determined how big I wanted my pocket to be, how long I wanted to go. If you want to go a little bit higher, angle it down. You could even do this process with a square pocket and flip your do your flip up that way. You know, if the pocket was like this, it can go this way. But I just really like that angled pocket look. Okay, so it's totally up to you. It's customizable. Change it up a little bit, just fit your needs. So just determine the size. And I kind of played with some papers and cut a few pieces of papers. And with the angle like this, it's not exactly a square. It's almost like a, almost kind of like a kite shape. Okay, as you can see. And then I did a score right down the middle. Okay, and then there is my size of my pocket. So that's how I determined, okay, this is how big I want the pocket to be. But then I wanted the top flap to be a little bit smaller so it would expose the design of the stitch. So from there, now I can move this now that I've explained that. Okay, so this is our pocket. So now that I've done that, I grabbed whatever decorative paper that you want to use, okay, and then I just pulled it in and decided, okay, I want it to go about 1/4 of an inch or so up, like so I can do a stitching. So then I did that. I got it positioned nice and as straight as I could, and then I just brought the paper over and scored it. Bring in my score tool here. Okay. And there we go. Then from there, as you can see, we just got to trim away the extra. And of course, you want to angle these so it doesn't expose. So kind of cut it inward a little bit. And I gave myself about 1/2 inch over flap. Okay, and then taper those ends in like that. See? And as you can see, I got to cut it back a little bit more. Okay, so there we go. So that is our top layer. And then from there you can decide how you want that. Again, you can do a decorative edge maybe if you wanted. Do some inking, whatever you want to do on that part. And I'll go ahead and bring in, you know what, let's bring in a different color. Let's see. Let's use some Rusty Hinge. Let's see how that looks. One of my favorite colors. Let's bring in some Rusty Hinge, because that one I did not ink at all, except for the interior journal spot. I just wanted the focus to be on the paper and the stitching. But let's do a little inking on this one. Okay. So then we just get that centered about where we want it to be, and let's glue that baby down. So how's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's well, doing good, enjoying their creative time in their craft rooms or craft space. All right, clean my nozzle off a little bit here. And I just gave myself a little bit of 1/2 inch there, just so when the pocket is put down, you know, it just reinforces that. You know, if you wanted to bring it to the edge like so, you know, and let a little bit of the exterior piece exposed, you could do that the way we did here. Totally up to you. Okay, so then let's get that down. And there's our pocket. Okay, so now we've got to bring in a piece of layered paper for the journaling spot. And that just has a tick cut on it because that was my original template, and I was trying some different styles and ideas on that, and I just didn't want to waste that paper, so I thought we'd use that for today's pocket. Okay, so let's see. Now what we have to do, so we have the bottom layer exposed. Now that we've got that sewn down, we are going to trim this off right along the edge of our top layer. Okay. Just like that. Okay, and there we go. See, now we can, that top. Now if you want to bring in your sewing machine and do a stitch, you can do a faux stitch if you want. Let me see what I have here. Maybe we can do, I have an orange marker here. Let's see how that looks. If it works. I mean, you can do a faux stitch. Totally up to you. That's what we'll do just for the sake of not bringing my sewing machine up. Okay. And we'll bring in a little more ink to those edges. And already that looks really cute. Okay, so then my next step was I just kind of eyeballed it and determined where I need to do a little slit to hold that pocket closed. So I came up about 1/4 inch or so, and I brought in a pencil and I just did where I want this line to be. I did a dot right there and a dot right there on that side, and then I opened it up and did a small slit just to hold that corner in as a closure. And it doesn't even have to be this intense. You can just eyeball it if you want, but just easier to get a nice little straight line going. And then there is your closure, just like that. Isn't that pretty? Very nice. Okay, so then when you flip it up, you've got a journaling spot. So now all we got to do there is cover that up. And this piece of paper is not enough, so let me grab another one. Yeah, so then from there, on that, I just did a rough tear, but originally I did a template. Just use that straight edge. I just went around with a pencil to get my basic shape of the pocket, and then I came in about 1/4 of an inch or so and just did myself a rough tear all the way around. And this is just coffee dyed paper. You could use book page if you want. You can use a digital, you know. Maybe you want to do a little collaged inside spot on the inside the pocket. It's an idea. And I don't want that straight edge there, so I'm going to again do a little small tear on there. Okay, ink up those edges. I don't like that right there. Just pull that away. And the colors on this paper, I think that would look really nice in a spring journal, wouldn't it? Just those soft colors, you know. But of course you can use whatever digital and decorative page you'd like to fit your journal. Okay, so there we go. Then we just got to position it like, there we go, like that. Okay, and kind of get it centered all the way around. Make sure you like your tear. And I think I want to take right here, if you could see that. I think I want to take a little bit of that away because we're going to check it. Let me see. Maybe I don't need to. Let's see. So then hold it in place. Bring your pocket up and kind of just do a little crease with your finger. Because the only thing I want to do before I glue it down is I want to check when it's closed. I don't want any paper sticking out. See right there? So I need to tear away just a little bit off of there. And I probably should have checked it before I inked it, but that's okay. So go around, tear a little bit more off. Okay, let's re-ink that up. One more quick check. When it's closed, you cannot see the inside paper. Very nice. Okay, here's a little teeny piece right there. All right, now we're ready to glue that down. So just nestle that in where we want it. Okay, and I just did half at a time. flip it over to the other side, and just leave a little bit of glue off of the tip on this side where we've cut our slit for the closure. Don't bring the glue all the way to the edge. Just kind of leave that off, because we're going to tuck that into the slit, go behind, so we don't close up our closure. Okay? So we bring that in, and then we're just going to very carefully, I'll use my bone folder, and I'm just going to lift that up and tuck that to the back, just like that. And we don't even have to bother ourselves with gluing that down. Okay. And then give that a good chance to dry. Reinforce that score mark down the middle and carefully close that up and tuck it in. There we go, guys. We've got our cute. And I'll just bring in another page. Well, maybe not that one. Let's see. Here's a blank one right here. Look at that. Look at that cute page. Then when you open it up, and all you do is put glue on the two sides, of course, because you've got your pocket here. Then you open it up, and you've got your journal spot there. And there's your closure. And there it is, guys. Isn't that adorable? And then, of course, decorate the way you see fit. Okay? Now, again, like I said, if we wanted to, I have a piece of blank paper here. Let me see. Let's clean that up. The edges are a little wonky. Let me check that. We've got a, let's go 5. It's almost by 6. Okay. So 5 would definitely fit in our journals. So then we would fold this in half. And actually the square one would be a lot easier. You don't have, because this wasn't, like I said, this was an exact square for my size, okay? So then what we would do is we would take our paper, and I'm gonna go ahead and do another one here. Let's see, one about there. And I have to cut this down, say about right there. Let me put the glue on my pin in my glue for the moment. Okay, we're gonna make a quick square pocket, flip up pocket. So we'll bring that into right there. Okay, so we do the same thing, guys. We're gonna center it, and we want a little bit of edge exposed all the way around, about, looks like about a 1/2 inch. I'm not measuring it, but about a 1/2 inch. Okay, hold it in place, and just, and you can fold this all the way down if you want, cut it off, whatever. Whatever you want to do. For time's sake, we're not gonna cut it down. We're just gonna glue it in place. Okay, because that's the back side. That's what's going to get glued down to your journal page anyway. Okay. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to come in carefully. I'm going to use my finger blade on this part. And I'm going to snip off the edges right here. I'm going to bring in my ruler, and I'm going to cut away right to the edge of the designer paper. Just like that. there. And there we've got our pocket again. So now what we want to do is we want to figure out where we want our slit to sit, and say maybe right about there. Maybe down just a little. So we're just going to put a little dot on each side. And eyeball this side, maybe right about there. Put 2 dots. Bring our X-Acto knife, whatever cutting tool that you use, and put 2 slits right there. There's 1. And then we can just erase those little pencil dots. Okay, and there we go. Isn't that adorable? And then bring in some ink. Let's do this one with, let's see what I've got here. Let's bring like some green in on this one. And the colors are so soft and so pretty, depending on what color you choose. This would look nice in a botanical spring journal, but you know, with all of our florals and our butterflies and our dragonflies and things like that, or our plants, you know, botanical, that style journal. I mean, it all just depends on the paper choice. And if you don't want to stitch, you don't have to stitch. We'll leave this one blank. We'll just go a little heavier on the ink. And look at that, guys. Still just as lovely as can be. Okay, and then let's see. This isn't big enough. But you know what? We're going to use what we've got. We're not going to waste this paper. We're going to just piece a couple pieces together. So let me trim this off. Just to kind of give you guys a different look, different idea. And I cut it down too small, didn't I? So we're a little short here. Let's see. Yep, we're gonna work with what we've got here, guys. I'm gonna do a little something like this. Oh, gotta bring in our ink. Share this side too. Actually, it'll look like a 2-page. Now that I'm just looking at this the way, let's see how this looks when I get it down. Hold on a second. Okay, let's line that up. Oops, this way. And that looks like a 2-sided page actually, like that. Not bad. Just a different look. Now let's bring another piece in here. Totally up to you. Just getting a different look on this one for you. Waste not, want not. Let's not waste this paper that I've got right in front of me, because I know if I just push it to the side, it's gonna just get pushed aside again and again, most likely. So we might as well use it right now. Oops, see, I just did my rule here. We don't want glue on the little tips there because we've got to tuck those into our closure. So I'm just going to quickly try to rub that away. There we go. Okay. And then down we go. And tuck those in with my foam folder. The glue kind of made it. There we go. Tuck that in. Tuck this one in. Alrighty. And look at that. Still a nice journaling spot. Then we're going to reinforce our crease. Slowly bring that up. Make sure the glue has set and dried. And for this part, you can even use a glue stick. I'm just using my glue, because it's my wet glue, because it was handy. But normally on a thin piece of paper like this, I would use my glue stick. Reinforce that. And your pocket is ready for decoration top. Oh, I did expose a little bit there on this one, but we're not sewing on the edges of this one, so this one doesn't quite matter as much. But there you go. Again, let me bring this in, and I'm sorry, I've got all kinds of stuff everywhere, don't I? I didn't even realize that. Move these out of the way. Put this out of the way. Clean up the area a little bit so I can bring in a last look of our pocket projects. Get all these scraps out of the way. All right. And here we go, guys. Bring my journal back in. Find a blank piece. Okay. And here's the diagonal one that we made. We would go down just like so. There's our pocket. And once we secure it down, we've got to flip it out for a nice little journal spot. And to add a little something on the inside, you could bring a little stamped elements to it if you wanted to. break out your stamps, put something there, and then just put some light decorations on the front of the pocket there. Okay, and here is our square one. And I like that also. Look at that. Glue it down on the 3 sides. You've got a pocket. Lift it up. And you've got your journal spot. Close it up. Look at that, guys. Isn't that nice? I like that one a lot. I like the green. That's very nice. Okay. You can put it on any page. Let's see. It look good on that page too. Okay. So just an idea. A fun pocket with a little twist there. Move that aside. There's our diagonal pocket and our square pocket. Okay, and again, open them up and you've got your journal spot. All right, that was fun. I think I like the diagonal one the best, but I like them both. Okay, so there you go, guys. A fun little journal pocket with a tuck spot. All right. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video today. Until next time, take care and God bless. Bye-bye.